Something different, something unexpected. I've done it because people told me to. When I told them I was doing these, and they were like, just, why don't you combine it with the whiskey? And I was like, right, I'm going to bring two worlds that should not be brought together. There we go. Oh, didn't see. Oh, what the shite. How you doing? No, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to do an intro. Welcome. What was that all about? Since last, I would say, October, I may have indulged in a few too many cinnamon buns and chocolate cake and rich foods and fattiness and all the good stuff and pints. Oh, the pints. And it's too much. I know myself. So I've done this a few times now, and I know myself that when I get to this stage, I've got to go all in, I've got to commit, and I do keto. Now, I'm not recommending anybody does a keto diet. Everybody's bodies and way they work and how they can do it, very different, but keto works for me. Now, I'm not here to talk to you about my diet, because that's not the point. It's a whiskey channel for whiskey people. However, you know what, I'm going to try. I was eating a lot on the keto, it's no carbs, no sugar. So you end up eating, oh, the rhinos. You end up eating a lot of red meat, a lot of meat. And I'm not a huge fish person. And then I went down a wee rabbit hole on YouTube and I found this guy. I'll put his thing up now. Can't remember his name, but he's all about tinned fish. His channel's got tens of thousands of subscribers. Really good channel, you should watch it. It got me curious and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try tinned fish. Now I don't really like fish that much. I thought, well, I could eat the fish and maybe try and pair it with some whiskies. So that's what I've done. So let me get the fish. There's the fish. And I got it from the tinned fish market at Borough Market in London. And I've got some tuna, some mackerel fillets, some sardines, and then they're all from, I think, Portugal. Oh no, one's Spanish, and then Portugal, and then these from Spain. And then I thought, what kind of whiskey could you pair fish with? But it's not just fish, these are in like sauces and kind of brines. I know this one, I think this one is just olive oil. This is white wine vinegar with paprika. So a red sauce, okay. And then this one is the mackerel and spicy tomato sauce. And I thought, well, what do you pair it with? And then I started thinking of whiskey brands that kind of focus on the sea and briny and that. And I got, oh, well, Talisker. To be honest, I don't have any Talisker. But then I thought, you know what I do have? I have a selection of other Island and Islay malts. And I thought I'd fling in a wee wild card. So as you can see here, in this beautiful little graphic that I've made, slow motion and all, I've picked 6 different whiskies to accompany me on this sardine journey. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to have to move the camera, because I've only got one camera today. I'm going to move the camera so you can see me as I open these, and you're going to see me try these for the first ever time, and then I'm going to try and pair them with the whiskies. Sound good? Bit different. I thought, you know what, let's do something a wee bit different. I can't even drink pints and just whiskey. This at least gives me, I'm doing it for my health. Right, here we go. If I'm honest here, I'm a wee bit, don't know where to go. I've heard that these ones here are the best, so I'm going to leave them to last. Right, so it's just tuna. I tell you what, it smells like fish. These ones, we'll get a spice mackerel and a tomato picante sauce. Right, so this is the mackerels. Oh, which size are those? the Ortiz. God, alright. The last one's the Nuri. Tuna, mackerel and spicy tomato sauce. Spanish sardines, Portuguese sardines. I know I said that keto, you don't might have any carbs. You can have a wee bit of carbs. So to try and make my life a wee bit easier, I've got some unsponsored Nerds gluten-free. Well, I didn't mean to pick up gluten-free, but gluten-free cracked black pepper whole grain crackers. Which will go well with the whiskey anyway. Straight in. Do the tuna first. It could actually complement. I'm just thinking, it could complement probably a bourbon cask, if I'm honest. I've got smoky ones there, so I think with the tuna, I'll try one of the more island ones, and then I think I might try it with a bourbon cask. The mackerel and picante sauce. First time I've probably had mackerel. This is so uncultured. It's alright. The sauce is a wee bit spicy. I think, and I like something smoky would go well with that. I don't hate it. Aye, that's alright. If I'm honest, I'm more concerned about these two. Never had a sardine in my life. Alright, I can do that. I can deal with this, I think. I know the bones you crunch. Oh, God. I feel I'm going to be sick. Cheers.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Wow. Oh, God. Right, so we can say sardines. Oh, no. No. But we'll soldier on with the whiskey, the next one. Sardines again, but maybe a different. These are Portuguese ones. These are might be the best. It's going to be the same, isn't it? It's going to turn my stomach. They're better. They're better than them. That's the Nuri. There's not much to them at all. This is what keto drives you to, by the way. You just fascinate about food for the first 5 days of it because you can't eat it. The first two are fine. I can do the first two. That's not a problem. The sardines, the Ortiz ones, I don't like at all. Which is strange because people big them up. And the Nuri ones are fine. They don't really taste like anything. I think at the moment the problem is I can't have any bread or anything. These would go well with crackers and stuff and some other bits on it. Where will I start? I'm going to start with the sardines first because I want to get that over and done with, if I'm honest. It needs something a bit sharp. I'm going to go a wee bit rogue here. I'm going to try the Ardnamurchan with it, the cask strength Ardnamurchan. Now you're saying keto, you're on a diet, you're drinking alcohol. Apparently whiskey's keto friendly because there's no calories. So the internet told me, so we're going for that. That peaty and the sweetness of the peat and the bourbon mix. Remember that's cask strength, that's 58.7%. That's going to do something to my taste buds, quite extraordinary. Kind of overpowers the sardine. Okay, I have my lunch with a dram these every day, but it's good though, it goes well with the fish. But I'm going to try the Torabhaig. Because I had this at the whiskey show. How was that? The other week. Dram Dabbler. Shout out to Dram Dabbler. He's the brand marketing manager for Torabhaig. It's obviously a neck pour. But it's 46%, so I don't know how much of that's going to change. But it says on it smoky and brine. And it's from Skye, so there's no Talisker, but the second distillery on Skye, let's see. Oh, the Torabhaig definitely brings out more of the flavour of the fish. The fish brings out more of the sweetness of the whiskey. So they definitely complement each other. So I would say, I'm basing that off of the two. I had a selection there, but that tees up really well with the sardines. This works, but I don't know, I've not got any water to put in it. It might work a wee bit better softer, but I like it at the strength it's at. I think the Torabhaig and the sardines work well. I'm not going back to these Ortiz ones. You've not seen that. I'll go with the mackerel. Let's see. Go back to the mackerel. So what I'm going to pair this one with is, it's not easily available anymore. I'm going to try it with the Lagavulin, the Offerman Guinness cask edition. there's not much left of this. My thoughts on this was it was alright when I first opened the bottle, and then I felt it kind of died off, so that's why it's just kind of lingering. Dig back in. So what happened there was I took it and I was overwhelmed with the Lagavulin. The Lagavulin just drowned it, the taste. But I wonder if after having a dram of it, having a sip and then coming back, it makes the Lagavulin more chocolatey. The malty notes really come through, but almost like by chocolatey I mean almost like a milk chocolate maltiness of it. And that, I wonder if that's from the Guinness cask of it. And then what it does with the fish is it makes the fish a lot more rounded. The spice still comes in, but the spice comes at the back. Now, I think that works quite well. I'm wondering if the spice and the Lagavulin, the malt, I wonder if it's the Guinness that's giving it that influence. So I'm just thinking to myself, is there something else I can have up against this that might be similar, but different? Now this is the Game of Thrones Oban Bay Reserve, 43%. It's getting a wee bit lost, if I'm honest, on the nose. Okay, that's a little bit different. You're not getting those chocolatey notes. Well, you are still getting chocolatey notes. It's almost more a bitter dark chocolate that I'm getting off the Oban for some reason. And I do wonder if it's something to do with the spice. The fishiness is still there. The spice is there. But the spice now isn't at the back. The spice is more in the front of the palate with the Oban. Aye. The Oban doesn't overwhelm it. I'm still getting the spiciness from the sauce. Whereas with the Lagavulin dampens it. It's like a fire blanket. Yeah, even the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel's very different. Viscosity of the liquid feels warmer. But when I say warmer with the Lagavulin, it feels like a blanket. It feels heavier and a little bit thicker. Now that percentage is 46. It's 3% of a difference. But it's definitely the makeup of the Lagavulin. The Guinness is pulling through a lot more now on the finish. So that's quite an interesting one between the two. I think it really depends on what you like. Do you want almost the malty chocolatiness accompanied with the spice? Not overpowered at all by either of them. So you're still getting that. It complements it. The saltiness of that complements both of these drams. I'm going to call it a tie between these two, the Lagavulin and the Oban with the spicy mackerel, because honestly you could have either or with it and it wouldn't be bad. No, fish and whiskey, who would have thought? Compared to these two, the Torabhaig definitely made the Sardines better, but I do wonder about this. I think the Ardnamurchan still works well, but I wonder if that would work better with like shellfish, something a bit more delicate. Tuna, now this is tuna in it says a red sauce, but white wine vinegar, olive oil, spices, garlic flavouring and salt. It tastes very Spanish. Reminds me of being in Spain. I think Laphroaig will kill it, but I'm going to try it. I've got that Keto cast strength there. You know what, I'm not going to use that. Even when you saw it spinning, I'm not going to use it because, well, actually, you know what, I'm going to go there first. Fuck it. My thing is, the tasting notes in this say caramelised lemon slices in a barbecue, which would go lovely with some fish. And remember, this is 60.9%, so it's going to overwhelm me at the first. Wow. That's... God, you would have thought I was Alan, the whiskey friend there with the wow. It's all of that. It's lemony. It's barbecuey. There's smoke ash. Oh, it brings out so much flavour with the fish. But I'm not even trying to make this video successful. What's it, Alan McAnally? Sensational. Yeah, that's made that so much lighter. Fresh. There's citrus coming. I'm getting the vinegary white wine pull. Oh. And now, when I go back to the Keto, I'm getting the smoky hit. I'm getting a beach bonfire then the morning after. On here it says palate, cigar smoke, mango, peat ash. I'm getting the peat ash. The mango, the tropicalness, it's fighting with this a little bit, but I think the mango tropicalness is coming through more when I have this. Aye, absolutely. Oh my god, it makes them. It's almost like the soury sweet combo. It pulls it through. I think you can see it. There's a marked change and how I'm doing this. That's sensational. I never even tried it. Should I try the Laphroaig? Wow, that's shocked me. Internet's been telling me don't eat a lot of canned tuna though because of mercury poisoning and stuff, but surely the whiskey will cancel that out. I've just poured the same dram again, haven't I? Oh well, subconsciously told to do that. Use my Clydeside distillery glass, seeing how we're by the river. TC penis of the Laphroaig. Now it's 40%, it's not going to be mental, but it's no matching up to Keto. There's a 20.9% proof difference. It's no killing it. I don't know why in my head, I think in my head I was thinking a little Port Charlotte or something super peaty. Like the Laphroaig actually works alright. I'm a big fan of this. I'll be buying this again, this tuna stuff. You can tell I like the tuna because I'm digging in. Sensational. Honestly. Wow. At Keto. Now, I've sung the praises of this. I've used this at the tasting and stuff. It's in short demand. There's not a lot of it left. There's 622 bottles. I think I'm going to buy another bottle of this and put it aside because pairing that with fish has been quite the experience. No, doesn't work with the mackerel. Works with the tuna. The mackerel needs more. It needs something else, the mackerel. Try it with the Oban. Yep, it works with the Oban. It's nice. Brings out the flavours of both, complements each other. Brininess is there, but you get that, the spiced tomato, it infuses really well. And I wonder if that's why, with the Guinness cask of the Lagavulin, now Lagavulin's known as being sweet, smoky, like that's Lagavulin's trademark. It's all malt, it's malty, it's chocolate. Even gave me a hint there of like, reminded me of an Irish whiskey a wee bit with that. The taste complements really well of the two. So if you're on a date night, you get your tin tuna, your tin mackerel and a spicy tomato sauce, pick yourself up a bottle of Keto and a bottle of maybe lager or Oban, and you're in for a treat. Your significant other will be in heaven. Tins of fish and bottles of whiskey, like amazing. Now I'm going back to the one I've tried to avoid. We're going to do it. So I'm going to pour a wee bit more Torabhaig in the glass. You get that nice peaty smokiness, the brine, pick up some malty notes. It works so well with the sardines. Yeah, I'm going back in. Like that's the compliment of it. Like the fact that I'm actually picking up more of this fish. Torabhaig on the palate. Sorry I've not been looking at the camera. I'm trying to get my thoughts together as I do this. The Torabhaig makes the sardine, the fishiness, kind of dissipate. And you still have the brininess, you still have that flavour profile of it. The texture's there. But at the back palate, you've got that little hit, that fishiness is there, that hint. It's coming in, and then what the Torabhaig brings to the party is some nice, the warmth, the peat, you're eating the sardines in a little bothy somewhere. Fire's roaring. You've got your dram that's complementing it. It's not fighting it. It's not punching it in the face. It's not bringing anything out of it. But they just go really well together. Let's go balls to the wall. Let's try it with the Laphroaig. There's the fishiness. The Laphroaig instantly becomes really farmy, grassy, silage. All those kind of traditional Islay Laphroaig notes with it. The fish is kind of pushed out the way. That's the only way I can describe it. In terms of things I liked, I loved the tuna with the Keto. That was sensational. I think that was clear. Hopefully you saw that. This has not been set up. The mackerel with either of these works great. It's definitely something I'll come back to. I think I'm more comfortable eating these two because of the fillet nature of it. Ortiz, you can bugger off. And then the Nuri Portuguese sardine, I'll put them on the cracker. I'm trying not to look at the bloody spine of the fish, the wee bit of Torabhaig. It works really well with it. That's all I can say, it just does the job. Torabhaig's a nice whiskey on its own. So what we're saying, Torabhaig goes well. So like Talisker, Torabhaig, those types of whiskies go well with the sardines in my opinion. Now remember, my opinion, you guys go and try this if he's there. The mackerel and the spicy tomato sauce, we're saying Lagavulin, Oban, but this is the Guinness cask Lagavulin. particularly. I thought because of that kind of Guinness maltiness might come through a bit more than it did. And then I thought maybe the island, like the kind of coastal Oban brininess. I've tried to pick stuff that's coastal. With the tuna, we tried the Laphroaig, it was fine. But the Keilila absolutely smashed it out the park. Brought out all those fruit. I'm going to go back to that once I stop filming and finish that tin. Something different, something unexpected. I've done it because people told me to. When I told them I was doing these, and they were like, just, why don't you combine it with the whiskey? And I was like, right, I'm going to bring two worlds that should not be brought together. Let me know in the comments, please, what you thought. Are you into tinned fish? It's been something that's not really been on my radar, surprisingly, in my life, but I definitely like this. If you get the chance, I'm going to show this. Hide my eyes, get that in focus. The Zalo, that's sensational. Absolutely sensational. They're not cheap. I think they're like $4.50 a can, but John West, eat your heart out. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and till the next one. Cheers.